4 traps manipulators use that every woman should know about. There's a pattern to how manipulators talk. They don't just lie to you, they confuse you. They'll twist language until you're defending yourself against things you never even said. But when you can recognize the patterns, you can take away its power. So number 1, circular argument. They'll go in loops so that no matter what you say, they will somehow pull it back to their point. It feels like you're debating in a funhouse mirror. The goal is not resolution, it's to exhaust you until you give up. This is also why I always say I don't argue with unreasonable people. I used to have this friend who's a really good example of this. She would always cancel on me last minute and not even tell me. I would literally be at the place and she'd be like, oh, I'm not coming. And one day I finally was like, hey, it really hurts my feelings and I don't feel like a priority when you do that. And then she would just respond like, oh, you're so sensitive. It's really not that big of a deal. And I said, I don't think that's about me being sensitive. I think I just want communication. No matter what I said, she just kept dragging it back to like, I'm the problem. And that's the loop. They're not listening. They're just looping you until you give up. Number 2 is shifting blame. This is when you bring up how someone hurt you and then suddenly you're the one on trial. If you hadn't done this, then I wouldn't have reacted that way. I think it goes hand in hand with Darvo and it's similar to circular argument. Number 3 is guilt tripping. That's when they use your empathy against you. This is why I often talk about how important it is to understand what guilt actually is so that people can't use it against you and you can't use it against yourself. Guilt is only something you should experience if you do something that doesn't align with your values, morals, or ethics. Otherwise, it's probably not guilt. It's most likely discomfort labeled as guilt. Manipulators love to guilt trip people because they love to weaponize your empathy. Classic phrases are when they're like, after everything I've done for you, well, I guess I'm just a terrible person then. Then suddenly you're comforting them and they did something wrong instead of protecting yourself. My dad used to love doing that to me after he would behave really violently. And so as a literal child, I learned how to comfort a grown man after he behaved erratically. Number 4 is red herring. This is when they change the subject to avoid the real issue. You bring up how they lied. They bring up something you did 2 years ago. That's deflection, babe. That's not accountability. The minute you stop arguing in circles and start recognizing the pattern, you take your power back. Let me know if you want a video on how to tell if somebody is actually emotionally mature or just pretending to be, and follow for more.